All right, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. It is day 6 of Write With Me. It's August 18th, and I'm feeling pretty good this morning. How are you guys doing? Yesterday, if you were here yesterday, I was a bit on the struggle bus. I didn't sleep well the night before, and only had pretty much only 3 hours of sleep before I got up and got ready to get on here. But today, slept well, and I am here ready to get going. It's all about consistency. It's all about discipline, setting a new standard for yourself. If you've been off track for a while and want to get back on the horse, get back into the groove. And one thing I realized yesterday, it really feels like self-care for me to actually get up and write and work on things that I'm passionate about. So give yourself a little self-care if that's how you feel about this. Well, I'm going to get into it. I'm continuing the research for Peter Crosby's story. I'm on a different person today. Actually, I finished up Andrew Owen testimony yesterday and started with John D. Beard, who was the chairman of the Taxpayers League. And that was the main group that was against Peter Crosby. So I'm going to hop on and get to it. Let's start. Here we go. see. Hey, Shanae. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just about to do my little 10-minute break here. Here we go. Did you have a good weekend? It was okay. Okay. Yeah, mine, I still did this yesterday and the day before. Yesterday was hard because I only had like three um 3 hours of sleep. I said, you did have a good weekend. It was great. Okay, great. Awesome, awesome. Um, but yeah, I still made it here and it was great. And then I just went back to bed. So I'm in the midst of still going through testimonies, but I had finished the testimony of Andrew Owen. And now I'm in the testimony of uh, the chairman, John D. Beard. He was the chairman of the Taxpayers League, and that was the league that was mostly in charge of getting Peter Crosby out of office. So I'm going through his testimony right now. I'm actually rereading a little bit of what I read yesterday because it's a bit confusing. I'm just now seeing that they have referenced some things that happened back in August. The massacre happened in December, and so that time jump was confusing me a little bit. But yeah, it's all so very interesting seeing how people felt and um, how they really, again, white people being scared of black people. And they're the ones that were doing the perpetration of forcing him out of office and so forth. Um, and then there's this one thing where they mentioned um, when they kind of really just broke it down to being, should have highlighted the line, um, in hard feelings, that having having hard feelings about their person not getting elected. And so I was like, that is some serious hard feelings. So that's one of the guys on the Republican side who was interviewing the people boiled down to. It's all because they didn't get their way in the election, and they wouldn't want black people in charge. So hence heart feelings. Um, I'm also, I don't know if you are on TikTok at all, but I've been doing TikToks after this, not directly after, but around 9 o'clock Pacific time, talking about the right with me and also, my the research I've been doing here. And then just this whole experience has been like, just been feeling much more like self-care, getting back in and just getting to it. I don't know how, I mean, you and your sister are always writing and working on projects. How has it been getting up for you? So, wow, so good. Good, good. That's great. So, yeah, it feels really just wonderful getting back into things. Normally, with us writing and working on a lot of different projects and not working necessarily on our own projects, um, kind of always, you know, like I said, I'm always so grateful when I do have work. Um, but it's nice to actually, do something that you have been inspired to do and really want to work on. Okay, great. It's been great for you. Awesome. So glad to hear that. Yeah. So, and I'm just really enjoying this challenge, especially because I'm exploring a new piece. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. You have to tell me about it one day. We have to go back to doing our do a catch up Zoom at some point. Um, So that'd be great. Um, but yeah, let's see. It requires a lot of history and research, and this has been a good way for me to do it. Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's just, like these historical pieces that we're working on set in a time period around, oh, wow, I love that. I love that. So, yeah, especially ever since I went to Peru last year, um, and just seeing things that were created. back in those time periods, um, or even more so, like I think like more around like 500 BC type of thing. But things like and even exploring things or learning more about things that's like 5,000 years ago, even too. So the records are really scarce. Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine. But I think that more so in these days now, which we're very lucky to, have the internet, and a lot of historical people are putting things out there and things that we just never really knew about, or you have to really dig deep in the library, and find out information. But I'm learning so much more now about, like, for instance, with 1200 BC and even before then, about these civilizations and things that we just had no idea about. I mean, the world is so vast, and it's so much bigger than us. We're just such a blip in time. When you really think about it, our current, our existence here. Um, so the records are there. Yes, now is the best time to do deep research. Exactly, exactly. And I am so grateful that these transcriptions were available, for these testimonies. And I'm looking forward to, after I'm done with the Peter Crosby story, of diving into some of the other things that they had congressional hearings on, because they had a lot of hearings back in the day. And I'm happy that at least right now the records are still available. I don't even know if I'm became so fearful because of the current situation in the federal government, of how much stuff will still be available. So I download as much as I can when I come across things that I know will contribute to my novel series. Um, just for extra protection, because you just never know with things being stripped away in the Smithsonian. I pray that all the slave records that's on the Library of Congress, that will still remain, but who knows? They're actually recordings of enslaved people, from that time, or that they were recorded after slavery ended, but they have been formerly enslaved. Yeah, you're concerned about that as well. Yeah. So I'm just like praying that that stuff still remains and that they don't wipe that away, because people worked really hard to get all this information out there and up and available. So yeah, but I'm so excited about your project. Like I said, we got to go on Zoom, or I need to come down there and have tea with you guys at some point, and we can talk more. Library conference stuff is essential. And after them firing the congressional librarian, I said it's time to get. Yeah, yeah, same, same. So yeah, yeah, it's so overdue. It's so overdue. Yes. And so again, I'm so happy that you're here. I've been telling more people about this, and posting in various places, and start doing, even though I'm doing my TikTok lives, which now is picking up a little bit. I wasn't all about this whole social media thing, but with everything going on with the entertainment industry, just trying to find new ways and new things to do to possibly generate income or passive income. But it's been good. It's been challenging and stepping out of my comfort zone, but I feel it's worth it. So. Well, any other thoughts or any questions before we get back into it? Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you love it. So, yeah. At some point sometimes have to stretch ourselves, right? So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get back into it, and the timer is about to go off. And, so that's what they say, right? Yes. All right. Here we go for let's see, I'm going to grab some coffee and get ready for our next writing session. Wonderful. Awesome. I'm drinking my little Starbucks refresher over here. That's getting me going, keeping me more awake. Okay, grab your coffee. that went by fast. So that time really flew. I was had to revisit some of the stuff that was regarding um, beard, and because they were talking about some things that happened in August, and the massacre happened in December, or actually the congressional hearing happened in December. I think the massacre actually happened. Um, it was in there in November, December. But anyway, so I had to get things straightened out, and it's really interesting to see how they handled things back then, as far as they were discussing how when they arrested people, they would the mayor would actually make a decision of the sentencing instead of a judge. And this is in Vicksburg in the 1800s. So it's interesting seeing the different um, ways the laws or the rules were at that time, and also deciphering some of the languaging. There's a lot of different languages used that I'm not for sure what it fully means. And so I need to do some deeper research to find out what these terms actually meant in that present time. Right? Yeah. It's so, it's really interesting to see, to understand the difference of this. And it's only like 150 years since, this happened. And in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that long of a difference, time difference, but yeah, just to see how they phrase things differently and what language they use, and the rules were different and how they went about the whole thing. So, but it's all part of the whole journey of doing this historical research. And I look forward to diving deeper. And thank you again for being here. Please tell people, other people, I'm doing this. And they can also go back. The replays are available. So if they want to start their own challenge and just start at day one, they can. And then just, write with us during that time. So have a wonderful day. I hope to see you tomorrow, and keep writing. All right.